Social Selling News published this article April the 10th, 2025. DSA prepares response strategy for proposed FTC rules. The DSA refers to the trade organization, the Direct Selling Association. This is the big pyramid lobby. This is the organization that lobbies the government in the US on behalf of multi-level marketing pyramid schemes, and the FTC refers to the Federal Trade Commission. I'm going to link this article below for you. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I wanted just to point out some parts of this article here. So the Direct Selling Association recently armed member companies as well as non-member companies with strategies to respond to Federal Trade Commission rule changes that could reshape the industry landscape. So the FTC is wanting to introduce new rules to regulate the unregulated direct selling industry. Multi-level marketing pyramid schemes have been getting away with bloody murder for decades. They can misrepresent earnings claims, health claims. They can say that they're hiring when they're not actually hiring. The participants are saying, I've got 5 jobs right now for you, apply online, posting these fake job advertisements on LinkedIn or on Facebook. And it's not, it's just recruitment into this pyramid scheme. So the FTC is proposing these rule changes. But since like the outgoing Biden administration, then the Trump administration, there's been this pause on, and we don't know if there's going to be this public comment period. So I think how it goes, and I don't know how this works. I'm an ex-MLM participant trying to, spread awareness about these scams and really focus on helping victims exit and then just get some, ground underneath their feet. So, I mean, this is a whole other level for me. So what I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, is that when the FTC does this proposed rule changes, then they put it on their website, and then the public comment period begins like for 60 days. Like that's the start. So the DSA is anticipating that if this temporary pause that's on right now, if that's lifted, they're going to give a green light, and like all their member companies are going to arm them with all this information and a toolkit, and then they can flood the FTC with all these comments from, your friend or family member that's caught up in a multi-level marketing pyramid scheme. Not only are they going to have to be, attending these daily live videos and trainings and log into their Facebook group and make sure they're, doing their DMOs, their IPAs and their DMOs, but then they're going to be having to lobby the FTC on behalf of the DSA. It's just so nuts. So in this article, it goes on to, it says what they're really what they are really against. So what the DSA is just alarmed by is, if implemented, the proposed earnings claim rule would prohibit misleading earnings representations, require substantiation for any income claims, mandate record keeping, and prevent misrepresentation of direct selling opportunities as employment positions. Okay, what does this all mean? I know this can be a mouthful, and if you're just exiting a multi-level marketing company or you're on your way out, this can sound, you just don't even understand what that meant. What this means is that the DSA thinks it should be totally okay for multi-level marketing participants to say any earnings claims they want at all. You can make $1 million a month. You can make $10,000 in 3 months. They think that making misrepresenting earnings claims is okay. They don't want to be regulated. They don't think that requiring substantiation for any income claims, they shouldn't be subject to that. You should be able to say you can make whatever money and you shouldn't have to provide proof. They also think that you shouldn't have to keep your records. No record keeping. Why? That's just getting in the way of entrepreneurship and your small business. And you shouldn't be able to advertise that you're hiring for a job that doesn't exist because it's just recruitment into your MLM. You're building your team, you're sponsoring or enrolling. If this was legitimate, don't you think that the DSA would welcome these proposed earnings claims rules with open arms? It'd be very easy. If everything was on the up and up, it would make sense for them to say, absolutely, this is something that we can totally agree with, because it's not going on at all. This is going on at scale because MLM is fraud. The only way they can recruit people is through calculated deception. So they don't want these rules to be implemented. They're in a panic, because if they are, I mean, then they'd have to be enforced. That's a whole other discussion. But if this does go through, I mean, every multi-level marketing company, it can't exist. I mean, maybe this is the way they fall down. I don't know. I think it's just more simple. I mean, their fraud shut them down, but you know, what do I know? This article also says a supplemental ANPR, that is advance notice of proposed rulemaking, explores additional requirements, including mandatory earnings data disclosure to potential recruits, waiting periods before joining a direct selling company, and prohibitions on non-disparagement agreements. So this is also considered unacceptable for the DSA and all of its member companies, all of these stand-up ethical multi-level marketing companies. They think that you shouldn't have to have mandatory earnings data disclosure. Can you imagine in any other business, you're going to be purchasing an actual franchise and you're not just like, where's your information? I want to see the earnings disclosure. No, we don't have that. No, we're excluded from that because we're different. We're multi-level marketing. This thing is just so ridiculous to me. So this article is about this meeting that was held by the DSA, and I have access to this meeting. Somebody downloaded this meeting. Thank you very much to the person that did. And they also added visual elements to it to make it more exciting. I can't stand editing. So this person did some creative editing with it. So you're going to see the images pop up here and there, and that's thanks to them. Before I react to this video, I think it's important to mention that the Social Selling News, this organization, I've made a video on them before. They infiltrated anti-MLM Facebook groups. They spied on victims and survivors. So people that have been abused and defrauded, maybe they've been threatened with lawsuits. Social Selling News actually infiltrated anti-MLM Facebook groups, and they wrote an article about it. I made a video on this, and I'm going to show you in my YouTube studio. This is the title of the video: Direct Selling Industry Spying in Anti-MLM Facebook Groups. And you can see the thumbnail image. And I had linked the article. Now, when I went to find that article now, this is what I found. 404, that page can't be found. So I used the Wayback machine. I've tried to use the Wayback machine before, and I'm still very new at this. I have a really hard time trying to figure out what to click, but I was able to find this. And this is what showed up. So I don't know whether it's behind a paywall now or if it's just been deleted, but this part does show up. It says, The Troubling Rise of the Anti-Influencer. It was published April the 1st, 2021, and it wasn't a joke. It's a joke, but not in the respect that, you know, that you might think. And then it shows an angry woman with a megaphone, and then social media apps. Anti-MLM groups are gaining traction on social media, threatening a reputation revitalization for the channel. Now, keep in mind, this article was written 4 years ago, and the anti-MLM movement from 4 years ago, 2021, I was still in multi-level marketing. I hadn't even exited yet. I hadn't even added my voice to the anti-MLM movement. That's how long ago this was. They were already so threatened by all the work of the people who were already speaking out against multi-level marketing before I was even out, that they wrote this article. I imagine what they're feeling now, 4 years later. It's exciting, isn't it? Okay. And then it says, in this month's special report, we bring a difficult topic to the attention of executives in the channel. And what the channel refers to is direct selling, multi-level marketing. It's just they like to use these different sounding business words to make them sound more legitimate. They call it the direct selling channel. It's multi-level marketing. It's just fraud. Doesn't matter if they call it channel or industry or business model. Fraud is fraud. While the, quote, anti-MLM movement, end quote, is gaining ground, it is uncoordinated and without leadership. By analyzing the growing anti-influencer communities on social media, we hope to enlighten readers as to the different types of direct selling content and which platforms are most susceptible to targeting, so companies can take action with more informed and effective counter strategies. And then it says this content is restricted to site members. So I don't know if it still exists, if it's been deleted, if it's behind a paywall, but I did do a video on it. And what's interesting is that that article was published in April 2021. And here we are 4 years later. They were already extremely, deeply concerned about the growing anti-MLM movement. And look, it's just exploded now. And then you have also what the changes have happened in the last 4 years, the companies that have shut down, the pyramid schemes that have collapsed. Different times now. Okay, now this is going to be the video, this meeting with the DSA. And again, thank you very much to the person that sent this to me. So let's watch this thing.
All right, everyone. We'll get started in just a moment. Welcome from
Took a moment there for it to click in.
Washington, D.C., where it is 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We have a great walkthrough ready for all of you today. And
the slide says mobilizing your field to get our voice heard, unveiling the bilingual channel-wide campaign to push back on potential FTC overreach when the 60-day public comment period clock starts ticking March 20th, 2025. Every single letter or every single word is capitalized. This is like watching Napoleon Hill in action. It's so strange. Dave Grimaldi, I think he's extremely militant. He talks in like very like violent, aggressive, confrontational terms. We're under attack. We need to fight. We need to arm. And I think he was also in ACN. We'll find out later on. When I was clicking through the video, I think he had said that.
And the goal is to make sure that we are prepared and that we are ahead of the game and ready to iterate and move should the Federal Trade Commission move forward with a rulemaking process that it began late last year with the outgoing administration. And we will walk through what help we might need, how we are stronger and better and more
and faster,
formidable together, and the collective power of the channel.
Sensi CEO Orville's in this. Can you imagine? He's so formidable, like a trembling leaf in the wind.
Can be utilized.
Orville standing on stage defending what a multi-level marketing company is versus a pyramid scheme. Oh, it's embarrassing.
In just the best ways and in the most organized ways. We will go through all of this. Without any further ado, I'll go through our participants. Kirsten Aguilar, a lot of you know Kirsten from Senegence. Myself, Dave Grimaldi. I am in month 2 as CEO of the Direct Selling Association. So thank you to, I am sure, a number of people watching this who have just made it wonderful and welcoming and accommodating, and I could not be more excited. I'm loving every minute of this. Alex Kennedy from USANA, Creighton Webb from SunWest Communications. Hi, Creighton. And then my colleague, John Webb, here at Direct
We like Creighton
Selling Association.
You'll see why.
Who is no stranger to these issues and these policy battles, points on the board and everything else. So John, thank you for all that you do. So we collectively will walk through what is to come and how we're going to capitalize on this momentum. We're going to go through the current situation with the FTC rules kind of in a waiting room. They have not been published in the Federal Register, which is the starting gun. The Federal Register kind of makes an agency's actions on the books an official. It migrates them from a concept and from an internal work product to an external facing work product that necessitates and seeks public comment. And the quick government 101 version of this, I was chief of staff at a regulatory agency, so I lived this for a number of years, is Congress passes a law through the House of Representatives and the Senate. The president signs it. The law then goes to an external agency, be it an independent.
I bet you had no idea this was going on in the background. It's a lot easier, to like ridicule multi-level marketing participants for saying ridiculous health claims that they're just being told to from their multi-level marketing company, but you think, oh, it's just their fault. It's just the fault of the participants because the company isn't saying it. Oh, the company is saying it, but they're saying it in private Zoom calls and Facebook groups. They're not publishing it on their website publicly. So they can say, well, there's no evidence that this has ever occurred. All of them are doing this kind of shady behavior. So the victims are victimized again, even trying to expose what's going on. This is what's going on. This is what people need to know about and turn their attention to and start raising a stink about, right? Your state attorney general, your senator, if you're in Canada, write your member of parliament. I know in Canada, of course, like the FTC isn't in Canada, but we are affected by multi-level marketing companies too. We have our own MLMs here. And then we also are subject to multi-level marketing companies from the US that is just extracting money from our country to that, and vice versa. Our multi-level marketing companies are doing that to other countries as well. So it's we're connected. You can write reports to the FTC if you live in Canada, Australia, wherever you are in the world. You can file a report with the FTC. You don't need to be a US citizen to make a report to the FTC. But just writing a report to the FTC, it's not going to be enough. We all need to we need to raise some hell. Remember 4 years ago, the growing anti-MLM movement, it's so uncoordinated and with a lack of leadership, but yet it was enough of a threat that the social selling news had to actually infiltrate anti-MLM Facebook groups and spy on survivors and then talk about it. It's just so disgusting. And here we are 4 years later. So where you think that this is so big, it's $1 billion industry, there's no way this could fall, the whole world would collapse, it's just catastrophizing. This industry is far more vulnerable than anybody thinks. Don't get disheartened. Are things going to just change like that? Not necessarily, but we just see the closure of Modair. Suddenly, just like that. Things seem to limp along, and it seems overwhelming that these companies are just going to go on forever, and all of a sudden one just shuts down. Now, can you imagine, as more and more people exit these multi-level marketing scams, survivors come forward, a few start to speak out, more people are aware that these are frauds. They don't want anything to do with them. Just more and more people are boycotting MLM altogether. And more people are like, you know what? I'm going to write my state attorney general. This is nonsense. I want these things banned. Why is it that the state of Washington got paparazzi to only sell products? They removed the income opportunity, the fake business opportunity, because it was alleged to be a pyramid scheme. And then they settled. They decided to pay some money and then just revoke the business opportunity in the state of Washington. What if all these other states, they got enough letters? You don't need to have that many letters. Just need a few well-written letters and just, get a group of 50 people, write a letter, pick up the phone, leave a message, say, I want what's going on in the state of Washington with all multi-level marketing companies. It doesn't take a lot.
An agency or otherwise. And that agency is deemed to be a subject matter expert, to have a building full of professionals and engineers and technologists and policy experts and former professors who take the law that Congress passed and they work with industry to figure out how is this law going to interact with companies large and small? How are consumers going to be protected by the intent and the spirit and the letter of a law? And then it will officially be implemented and it'll hit.
Isn't the irony, how are consumers going to be protected, says the guy where in every multi-level marketing company, over 99% of people are guaranteed to lose money. And they are misled into believing that their inevitable failure is their fault. Protect consumers.
Hit the books, and our companies or in different industries, those companies, Apple or Pfizer or Pickett, whatever, 3M, they then have to start following it as the law of the land once it's promulgated. So the situation analysis, bring this all the way back around, is where are these proposed rules now? And we'll go through that. The timeline as to when, if they are published in the Federal Register, what will happen. And Brad, jump back one slide. Let me get through those bullets. What will happen in that timeline and what that means to you, what that means to all of us. The campaign that we would like to set up, which is why you're here today, and how it's going to work, how you can mobilize your fields, the graphics that you can send to them.
Mobilize your fields and the graphics you can send to them. He's speaking to people who own multi-level marketing pyramid schemes. These are the CEOs of these companies. That's who's, I believe, who's on this Zoom call, this webinar. So when they're talking about mobilizing, that's your friend, your loved one that is in a multi-level marketing pyramid scheme. This is going to be in addition to everything else that they have to do in a day to grow their business as they're losing money. Now they're going to be encouraged, if this public comment period goes ahead, they're going to be encouraged to then, fill out this template, this email, and fire it off, and then get everybody else to do it too. It's absurd. This is so disgusting.
The explanations that you can give them, with the footnote being that DSA is here 24 hours a day to hold your hand through that and to talk to anyone who might need some extra color or explanations. That's why we exist. And then direct selling company engagement. What does your voice look like and sound like if you are to weigh in with the Federal Trade Commission? And we have built that infrastructure, which is what we want to unveil to you today. Next slide. Okay, I'm going to turn it over to my good friend Alex Kennedy and my colleague John Webb. They'll go through some of the substance and exactly what this means or could mean to all of you. Alex and John.
Thanks, Dave. And it's a pleasure to be here today. I'm Alex Kennedy. I'm VP of Legal and Government Affairs at USANA Health Sciences. I'm also the chair of the Direct Selling Association Government Relations Committee. I appreciate you all being here.
Listen to that title, government relations, like with USANA. It's so gross.
In my opinion, is a very important webinar for the successful futures of our companies and our industries. Also just wanted to say how great it is to have Dave Grimaldi on board, working with John and the others at DSA, to have an experienced, intelligent, dynamic leader.
My God, he's edifying him.
At the helm of DSA with significant experience on issues like this on Capitol Hill. So Dave laid a great framework for what we're going to talk about today. Great, 30,000 foot overview.
Again, thank you very much to the person that added these visual elements to make it more interesting.
I'm going to put a little bit more meat on the bones from kind of a government affairs perspective, things that I would want to know if I were you. So these rules were launched during the last week of the Biden administration. They target our industry specifically. And our goal, as we'll discuss in more,
because it is unregulated. And this is absurd, because what the FTC is proposing is to regulate fraud. It just keeps going into absurdity. But that's what we're targeting. They need to paint themselves as this victim, that they're being unjustly persecuted.
Detail is to have all of you, when we give you the green light, not yet, but prepare. And when we give you the green light, we want you to unleash your US sales teams to submit tens of thousands of online comment letters, which we will provide to you. And it's a simple process that'll be talked about later.
And then the FTC will receive tens of thousands of, I guess, US people in the US sending out all these letters. They'll be like, oh, we've got this overwhelming positive response. We'll just make sure we set aside any of these proposed rules. You're right. It was so unreasonable to expect that nobody makes misleading income claims, or expect you to prove that these claims are in existence. We were wrong. You're right. And then what will happen? Maybe 4 years later, they'll do it again and again and again and again and so on. But meanwhile, in the background, you have a largely uncoordinated movement without leadership. But it's troubling enough that social selling news needed to infiltrate Facebook groups, anti-MLM Facebook groups, and they even wrote an article about it, trying to provide counter strategies, how to deal with the troubling rise of the anti-influencer.
Later, but tens of thousands of these letters in opposition to these rules. So you may be asking yourself, okay, I've heard about these rules, they sound kind of menacing, but why are we having a special webinar on this? Why should I care, at my direct selling company? Well,
can you imagine people that are in multi-level marketing are going to be against these rules, and nobody's going to be reading them. They're just going to be spoon-fed whatever information from the DSA then to their multi-level marketing company, and then to them. And they're going to be saying this is so unfair. They don't even know what the definition of a pyramid scheme is. They don't even know what they're in. And they're going to be, participating in this campaign if it goes ahead. I mean, who knows? This might not even occur, but this video was on March 20th, but Social Selling News, that article was just April the 10th. So I was under the impression that because this commenting period had been frozen, that it was just over. And maybe it is. Maybe that means it's just done. It's just been suspended. But it just has piqued my curiosity that Social Selling News wrote this article just 4 days ago. So that, I don't know. I think it's important to see this because this is going on in the background.
These rules are long and they've got a lot in them. One of the rules is over 150 pages long. Another one is about 50 pages, just chock full of stuff. Almost none of which is good for us. I'm just going to touch real high level on a few of the more worrisome things. So, the FTC is trying for the third or fourth time in the last 5 or 6 years to get really the unfettered power to torpedo direct selling companies with significant monetary fines without giving direct selling companies due process of law and the chance to adequately state their case and defend themselves. This is something a number of companies in our industry have been faced with in recent years, and it's
translation. Participants in multi-level marketing companies making wildly deceiving income claims all over the place, barfing it all over social media, making Facebook posts, Instagram posts, Zoom presentations, YouTube videos. And then the direct selling industry saying, well, that we need to have time. I mean, this is just ridiculous. You could just point out to it, have a fine, make it easy. Unfettered access, torpedo. It's so aggressive. It's just so ridiculous. They're bothered by this.
a terrible thing. They also want to require us to give significant and unfavorable earnings claim information. Kind of, the earnings as the FTC defines it.
Significant and unfair earning claim information. You can't even make this shit up. Significant and unfair earnings claim admission, it's already occurring when you see that you can achieve time and money freedom. Anybody can get to the top of this compensation plan. It just requires hard work. Over 99% of people must lose money. They also must be led to believe that their inevitable failure is their fault. You could look at any income disclosure statement from a multi-level marketing company if they have one, and it shows that most people will lose money. So he's framing it that giving people the truth is considered unfair. This is nuts.
I think, in the FTC's opinion, almost no one makes money in direct selling, and we know that's not the case.
Well, there's a statement. Isn't that interesting? Who is this guy? I can't see his name. Alex Kennedy. So Alex Kennedy has said that the FTC believes that most people don't make money in multi-level marketing. He says, well, we know that's not the case, but it is the case. It's a fact. It's not an opinion. You can look at any multi-level marketing company's actual income disclosure statement. Again, if they have one, they should, but I mean, they don't want to keep records because that's also something, we don't want to have that. Any legitimate business does not keep records. How dare you mandate record keeping? I should be free to not keep records so I don't have to prove it. He says that's not the case. I suspect that's a mistruth. What do you think? This is the DSA.
They want to require us to give that disclosure to any potential recruit up front. They also want to create they're looking at a mandatory cooling off period nationwide before anyone can join an MLM. They're also.
What's so wrong about that? What is so wrong about giving people adequate information and time to make a decision? And they're framing it like it's the worst thing ever. It is, because multi-level marketing is fraud and it needs to operate with as little information and disclosure as possible before consumers can see it for what it is. Isn't this nuts?
Also looking at a potential waiting period before anyone can buy a product or a service from an MLM once they do join. And they want to add even more red tape and regulation about earnings claims. And then they want to prohibit direct selling companies from using non-disclosure or non-disparagement agreements with their field. So these are some of the things. So what is the process of these rules being adopted and becoming actual enforceable rules? Dave talked about that a bit. The Trump administration, when it came in to office, it put a 60-day freeze on all federal regulations. And so that prevented the FTC from moving forward with these rules and publishing them in the Federal Register, as Dave said, kind of taking them to the next step. But that 60-day freeze ends tomorrow.
So it ended tomorrow. So I guess that would have been March 21st. Again, so I don't know if now, here we are, it's April the 14th right now, if that it's over. It's just been suspended. It's done. It's not even going to happen. All of this, the 150 pages of this new rule, it's just crumpled up and thrown away. We're not even going to do it. I don't know, but it's suspicious that Social Selling News wrote this article about this just 4 days ago. So that's why I think it's important to cover this. So back to this.
And so we could see these rules published as soon as Thursday or Friday of this week.
How baffling. This slide says why this matters. These proposed regulations don't protect entrepreneurs. They threaten livelihoods and make it harder for others to pursue the same opportunities that have benefited millions. This is the DSA. This is what I mean. Look at this. This is all that we're up against. They've actually made this slide. They don't protect entrepreneurs. It's almost like they're talking to people that are in a multi-level marketing company that have never had a business in a box, and they think this is a legitimate business opportunity. These are the people that are like lobbying the government, and they made this slide. It's benefited millions. This is when I know eventually multi-level marketing is just going the way of the dodo.
And so once that happens, that is when, we're going to need you to leverage your fields to submit these tens of thousands of online letters. We've talked internally. We would love to see 50 to 60,000 letters submitted. We think that's a reachable goal. So I want to talk just real quick from
50 to 60,000 letters from brainwashed participants. Now, keep in mind, maybe they say this word, let's back up in time. Say it opened up March 21st. Modair was still in existence. And people in Modair were part of this, hypothetical 50 to 60,000 number that participated. And they filled out the form and they sent this. And now all of a sudden, here we are. It's like April the 14th. Modair is shut down. Modair is no more. And there's people that have woken up and they're like, oh my God, I have been part of fraud. I have been part of multi-level marketing for 10 years. I moved from one MLM to another and I can't even believe it. This is disgusting. And then they're regretting, oh my God, I actually wrote that letter. I filled that thing out to the FTC. Where's their recourse? How can they take it back? All these people are going to be regretting it. So this is just meaningless. This mobilization of just instantly 50 to 60,000 letters. It might, if this all happens, if this actually goes through and if they do get 50 to 60,000, and then if the FTC is like, you know what, you're absolutely right. They capitulated no problem in 1979 with Amway. I'm sure having 50 to 60,000 is irrefutable evidence that clearly goes against the fact that over 99% of people must lose money. And the growing, quote, anti-MLM movement, end quote, that is uncoordinated and without leadership. It's just 50 to 60,000, it squashes all doubts. It squashes all doubts of the growing numbers of consumers boycotting multi-level marketing companies altogether and just bypassing all of this nonsense. This is enough. It's too much. I don't want to purchase your wellness product, your supplement, your shampoo, your insurance. Get away from me. Be gone.
Government affairs perspective, you may be asking, okay, how are we going to defeat these rules? Well, we've got a two-prong approach. We've talked about the second prong a little, which are these rules. These comment letters. But the first prong right now we're engaged heavily in, and that's we are lobbying Congress heavily to encourage key members in Congress who have authority over the FTC to contact the FTC and to tell them that they oppose these rules and don't want them to move forward. Now, if that effort fails and the FTC publishes them tomorrow, then we move to prong 2, which is where you all come in, and that's these tens of thousands of letters. Now, Kirsten and John and others are going to talk about the details of this, but USANA has used these online letter writing campaigns before on things we wanted to oppose in Congress or in state legislatures.
Is it really that easy? You just get a whole bunch of people in your organization and just have it, and then you just flood target a politician, and then you just get your own way. It's really that easy. Who knew?
And it takes under 2 minutes.
Way to go, USANA. I can see your company is really stand up and ethical. There's another company that nobody's ever going to purchase from after watching this video. This is so fucking disgusting. It's like, oh, we've done this before successfully in the past. That's good to know.
To submit one of these letters, very easy, streamlined process. So finally, like, what are we asking you to do here from a government affairs perspective? Well, we're asking you to mobilize your sales force and have them ready to submit these letters. We'll give you...
They've already been mobilized, harassing other members of the company that have left and have started speaking out. They're kind of busy already. This might like overload their tasks for the day.
Lots of great ideas and materials to do that here later in the webinar. And you may think, well, all these DSA companies are lobbying Congress, and that's going to take care of this. Well, our lobbying efforts might defeat the rules, but if Randall Popelka from Herbalife were here, speaking, he would say Congress, they really don't care as much about what corporations think about what, say, a USANA or an Amway or an Herbalife or, a Nu Skin might think. What they care about is what voters in their district think.
There you go. There's some information that you can have. So you can counteract. I know it's like these impressive, ridiculous 50 to 60,000. We can do that. This is totally reachable. This is coming from an industry that is actual fraud. And think back, like Social Selling News has just reported on this 4 days ago. This is the same, the news site that reported this webinar was already terrified of the growing anti-MLM movement. There's even more people now, and people have had enough. There's people in different stages of being, what can I do? And more people are taking the time to call their state attorney general and be like, this is enough. Look at just what happened with paparazzi in the state of Washington. Paparazzi can no longer offer the fake business opportunity. They can only sell products. Could be in your state. Why can't we have that with what's going on in Washington in my state? This is disgusting what's going on here. These things should be outlawed. They should be banned. You be a squeaky wheel. You can be professional. It doesn't need to, be upsetting. You can just be professional, write an email, pick up the phone. Pick up the phone and call your state attorney general. I call the state attorney general. I live in Canada to report a pyramid scheme till they change their headquarters to yet another state. But I called them, and then I also filed a report, and I also filed a report with the SEC and the FTC. I also called Alberta's securities, whatever, because Alberta Securities Commission, because in Canada, it's on a provincial basis. You'd have to contact each securities body, uploaded all this information there. Can be like today, I had the time. And it doesn't take that much. People think that it can be hopeless. You can't do anything, but you can.
And the FTC to some extent as well. And so your sales force represent tens of thousands of voters, American citizens, permanent residents, immigrants, and they care a lot about hearing from those people. And so that's, in the early 2000s, our industry defeated a nasty proposed rule aimed at our industry, among others, by submitting 18,000 letters to the FTC in opposition to that rule. So we know we can do this.
See, we can do this. We defeated it in the past. All we had to do was send out this template. and have all the fools that we have scammed and have exploited and have defrauded, and just get them to fill this out. And look at us, the DSA has made out this easy template for you, and just get them to all fill it out. And now if we defeated it with 18,000, can you imagine what we can do with AI and all the other tools that are disposable now? Or we can just bang out 50 to 60,000, no problem. Those are for sure 50 to 60,000 legitimate voters in the United States. I'm sure no one will bat an eye. Wow. Like, it seems to me the direct selling industry is just rocking and rolling. All these people in Congress are going to be so impressed. They'll be, the FTC will be blown away. Oh, we were so mistaken. Meanwhile, consumer awareness, the growing non-threat of the quote anti-MLM movement, end quote, it's not going to have any kind of impact at all. How do you think this is going to go for the DSA? People aren't stopping speaking out against these things.
And I think now, I think we could triple that number. So so I guess to sum that up, we are asking you to prepare. There are storm clouds gathering. If and when the rain breaks loose, we're going to give you the green light. And so we're hoping for the best, preparing for the worst. John Webb, what would you like to add or to this?
Yeah, I mean, thanks, Alex. That was an excellent presentation. I think you covered everything. The only thing I'll just reemphasize is, like I said, there are actually two different rules. I don't think that's a little bit inside baseball, but when the distributors and the employees or whoever else files these comments through our portal, it'll go to the FTC for both rules. It also,
I haven't seen this part. Thank you so much to the person that did the editing. They were it was done with a purpose. There was like some information that was going to be just not revealed to the public. So I think this is awesome.
Just to remind people, it will also go to their 2 U.S. senators and to their U.S. reps as well. So it's a multi-pronged communication. In addition to the efforts Alex talked about that the companies and Alex and others are working on, the senators and the key congressmen and congresspersons right now.
Contact your senator directly if you can. This is an idea. And if you have other ideas, I don't know how this system works. I don't know how any of this stuff works. I was somebody that was caught in one of these scams, and I'm doing my best to just help others avoid getting sucked into them, and then helping others exit. We're, supporting them on their way out. And just, yeah, I understand if you need to vent, say it in the DMs. It's safe. Whatever you say here stays here, and for some people that they want to speak out, then I help them out with that. But this is a whole other area that is completely foreign to me. So if you have, please add in the comments if you have some like additional insight, steps that people could take, like the public could take, to contact their elected officials. Let them know what's actually going on here, saying this is absurd. I was watching this video. The DSA is saying they're going to flood with 50 to 60,000 comments, flood the FTC, because they said, well, they did it in the 2000s with 18,000. So this should be no problem now. This is disingenuous, and it's harmful. It's harming consumers. And I'm a concerned consumer. I don't want this going on in my state. I don't want this going on at all. What are you going to do about it? Why are you going to be that easily influenced by, tens of thousands, which they're just copy and pasted? Really? Is that all it takes? Do I just manufacture? Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent, but.
Now we're also going to hit those with these comment periods, and it really does make an impact when these people, as a former congressional staffer myself, I just know it's really important for these people on the congressional side to hear from their constituents. And it does also have an impact with the Federal Trade Commission, as we noted when we generated those communications in opposition to the business opportunity rule. So just want to emphasize how important it is.
And I'm going to back up what Alex said moments ago. Thank you, John. We have been for the last month meeting with the senators' offices and those of the members of the House of Representatives to flag for them and to give them the watch-outs to what could happen to the economics of the channel should these rules go forward. So those are Democrat and Republican members of the House Commerce Committee and the Senate Commerce Committee. Those committees in the House and Senate have oversight and jurisdiction over the Federal Trade Commission and its chairman, and they have to hold the commission and its leadership accountable and check in with them and do oversight hearings. So we have been burning.
Remember, the direct selling channel is fueled by the most vulnerable. The people who have the least, that are losing money, over 99% of people are paying for the direct selling channel when they're trying to frame it like, you don't understand the economic impact this is going to have on actual employees. All of them are being paid by people who are being defrauded and exploited. And usually the most vulnerable. We need to flag, we need to let you know what could happen to the direct selling channel. Let's like back it up a little bit further than that. Let's go high level with a macro view and just take a look at the harm that it's doing your actual citizens, just consumers at large. What about their economic impact? Most households involved in multi-level marketing, they're all losing money. What about that economic impact? Is that going to make it through to the various politicians that you're speaking with? I don't think so. Unless people start reaching out. This is the next step. This is what needs to be done. Making videos on YouTube, it's not enough. People, you know, we all need to like make a report or make your voice heard some way. And I know it's a pain in the ass. I know it's the last thing you want to do. And I know it's when you go into one of these websites, you're like, oh my God, I was trying to fill out this report to the SEC and I just kept going around in circles. I'm like following this tip sheet on how to fill this out. There was even a component in there. It's like, what is your employment or what investment firm or something like that? What are you with? I put in, I'm a community disability support worker. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but I can see that this is fraud and I'm alarmed that nobody is doing anything. And I'm fucking contacting you, and I live in Canada, and I don't want this thing anywhere, you know? We all need to do what we can. And I know like we all, but if you're able to, if you can just overcome that like hurdle of inertia and just fucking do it, just try, send a letter, pick up the phone, let your senator know, let your state attorney general know. I mean, what else you have to do? Just do it.
Up the hallways inside of the Senate and the House to just say, if these rules are published, we will be coming back to you en masse with a show of force because these are going to be harmful and there's all kinds of unintended.
What are you going to stampede in there, push everybody down, a show of force? What are you talking about? You're going to like put up some chairs and barricade all the people in there until they bend to your will? Oh, that sounds pretty democratic to me.
And the consequences. So that work has been ongoing as prep.
Sir, is that a threat?
And lead up to the possible publication of these rules. And that also is true of the White House. We have been reaching out to the individuals we know in the Trump West Wing. They are working on a million other things that are of national importance, but we wanted to get on their radar with this as well. And to just plus one more thing that Alex said, you are their voters, right? You are their constituents. You are the people who put them in office. They will listen to you. Associations carry heft and industry expertise and consensus, but you are the voices that actually resonate, that have the zip codes of where these members of Congress live, and you're the people who sent them there. So that is a great piece of background and update. If nothing further from my colleagues, we'll move forward with what the infrastructure of this looks like. Alex, anything else? Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to chime in and say,
it says one action, many protected. Click here and together we can weather the storm of misguided regulation. And there's this umbrella with the rain. Oh my God, this is so stupid. You can see their marketing geniuses.
great chance to make our voices heard, right? I mean, Dave's right. Congress wants to hear from us on these issues. And
we are direct selling Together we can weather the storm of misguided regulation. And then have like the thunder, or the thunder and the lightning. Together we are direct selling. Together we are fraud. If you don't listen to us, we are going to show up with force and there will be consequences. 50 to 60,000. We can mobilize our sales force. We're totally legitimate.
And, you know, this is our chance to stand up and be heard. So I would just encourage everyone to join in this effort. Every company that joins and mobilizes their field makes us that much more likely to succeed.
Absolutely true. And you'll see on the next slide, this is where we get into our graphics. And on a personal note, a number of you know this, I came from the blockchain and crypto industry.
No, I would never have guessed. I was a crypto dude, bro. I still am at heart, but I can't wait to see these graphics. I can't wait. I haven't seen this part.
Before this, where we were
Who is he? Oh, this is Dave. Came from the crypto. He's a crypto bro. Oh my God.
mobilized and uniformed family fighting for an industry that had a very bad, and continues to, a bad perception in Washington. We took it personally. It brought us together and it made us stronger, and we wanted to protect each other. So we moved in lockstep. I have already gotten.
Sounds totally healthy and legitimate, my guy. In lockstep. Were you marching in unison? You see how like militaristic this is? It's just so weird. This guy is so weird.
That sense and that kind of awesome feeling from everyone in the channel. So these words were chosen carefully. One action, that's all of you and the field taking this one action that should take under 2 minutes, and it's to protect all of us. And as you know, again, I was a former ACN seller, so
He was a former ACN seller. He was in ACN. He's also in crypto. I think this is so funny though. Just this whole graphic. They think this is so powerful. It's this umbrella. I don't think there could be a weaker pictorial like representation of like war standing together than an umbrella. Yes. This is so fantastic.
I feel it too. And by doing this in an organized way, as it says, we can weather the storm of misguided regulation. This was, as we touched on, this was a set of rulemakings that were proposed in the final weeks of the Biden administration. Democrat lawmakers and presidents and their staffs, their guiding light is consumer protection ahead of capitalism and ahead.
Wow, imagine consumer protection. Instead of like exploitation, it's like, it's so bizarre how this is framed. It's consumer protection. No, we should be able to lie and deceive at will because that's capitalism. But consumer protection isn't. I think you're a bit misguided right now in your thought process, dude. It's the crypto brain fry, the crypto brain rot coupled with ACN has like barfed this out. This is nuts.
And I'm saying this in a 10,000 foot casual way, but it's largely true. It is a lot of watchdog and consumer protection sentiments. Nothing wrong with that, but they do have the ability to go beyond where they should. And that's what we're pushing back on. Let's do the next slide. And Kirsten, let me pause there. Let's welcome Kirsten Aguilar. Kirsten, do you want to talk about
10,000 foot? What? This is just, they speak in as much word salad as your upline does.
this with me?
Absolutely. Hi, everybody. So
Bonjour, hello.
we've been talking about this issue for quite a long time, both internally and some of us externally. And I've liked to connect this to the bigger picture here, which is what you gentlemen have spoken on around our industry. But one thing I wanted to comment on is, as much as these events might be causing those of us on the call, you know, those of us that have been keeping up with it, concern or even fear, the last thing we want to
even fear. Oh, remember, these are the people. This is big pyramid. Has anything like what they said has made sense? This is so unprofessional. The one guy was even edifying the other one. And then talking about how he was in crypto and he got all feel good, probably at his large group awareness training with ACN, marching in lockstep. And now Senegence is like feeling fear. Well, you know what they say, feel the fear and do it anyway.
To do it
Growth doesn't happen in your comfort zone.
is cause that concern.
You only quit. You only lose if you quit. You only fail if you quit.
And fear in our field, right? Because it's going to cause them to freeze up. It's going to make them stop, ask questions, get confused, which ultimately translates to stop working, stopping their business, which is definitely not something we want to do. So I think we're here to get the information. And then once we leave this call, it's now what, right? We have an amazing opportunity here to educate and empower our field. And I think many of us probably feel like we show up every day fighting for our industry as a whole. I mean, does anybody feel that, right? Like the battle is big here. And this is just an example of this unfair stuff that
MLM is going down.
gets piled on our amazing industry because of misconceptions and,
because of facts. This is going to thoroughly confuse everybody in multi-level marketing when you have like closure after closure after closure of multi-level marketing companies. And then the tailspin of people that are being like, it's like centrifugal force. They're like shot out and they kind of land and they're like, what the hell was I just a part of? There is this growing anti-MLM movement. This is a phenomenon that is with social media. People in MLM are being delivered anti-MLM content. They can't get away from it. They're running their businesses on social media. And these algorithms, it's like MLM, anti-MLM. They don't distinguish it. They just give it to people. I can't tell you how many people have contacted me and they're still in like multi-level marketing and they're asking me for more information. And I just am really, I'm very distanced and I just will give them a link to like all the interviews that I'm done. I'm like, well, have a look, and there might be something in there that you help. You can tell where somebody's at in trying to piece things together. I reserve my energy for people who are like already on their way out and they're like, they know it's fraud. They're never going to be in another multi-level marketing company, or people who are already out. They've sent their resignation letter in or email in or whatever. And they're starting to just be like, oh my God, it's thank you so much for speaking out, or this person's content helped me. They just need to have somebody to connect with like temporarily as they just get their feet back on the ground. That's who I save my energy for. But there are so many people. It's not just my content. It's all anti-MLM content. It is working its way in front of the eyeballs of all these 50 to 60,000 people that are probably going to be coerced into sending out these ridiculous letters to the FTC if this public comment period actually goes there, or if it has just been suspended or not. They can't get away from it. And people involved in multi-level marketing, most people are really good and they're really smart and they're creative. And they can see company after company after company has shut down. Then they see their upline suddenly go to another multi-level marketing company and hit the top of that rank. And then they remember that one piece of anti-MLM content that is maybe only a 15-second Instagram reel done to music. And it stuck with them. They're like, man, that's right. This just said that it's the same thing in every company. And then it starts them thinking. And then they start seeing, but this doesn't add up. And then they're on their way out. You should be scared.
Things that people hang on to. But that aside, I think there's a great opportunity here to empower your field to really get involved and understand not only what this initiative means, but what our industry represents as a whole. And
all the Modair participants, how many of them are going to wake up and just get out? We're going to see it. There's already a pattern that's been established, and I'm sure if you've been speaking out or been anti-MLM, like while I was still in it, you've probably already seen it. To me, I'm like, it'd be so interesting to collect this information somehow, like to have some kind of like grouping or some kind of like just data to kind of anticipate the trajectory of people getting out, because there's a pattern of people starting to question things. It takes about 1.5 to 2 years. Not every single person where it goes like this, that this is a lot. Like a lot of us have this experience, 1.5, 2 years as we're starting to like exit. If a company shuts down or goes affiliate, or something really bad happens, they get terminated, they go to another multi-level marketing company, and then they start to wake up, and then they might go to another MLM, but they're on their way out. And that's part of the process of them waking up. It's not like, oh, because something bad happened to you, you're such a terrible person that finally woke you up. Something bad had to happen to you. It had to shatter the illusion. It's like tapping glass and it all falls away. It has to be that way. You can call it selfish, you can call it whatever you want. It's necessary to break through the bullshit. And to some degree, yeah, it can be selfish, but these people involved in multi-level marketing are victims as well. They have been lied to, they have been conditioned, they have been indoctrinated, they have been living in fear in a highly toxic and abusive environment, some of them for decades. And these people are waking up. People who have been in multi-level marketing for decades are waking up and exiting. I'm so excited. Okay, we got to get through this.
I like the thought of taking the pride angle first. How can you respond to this? But ultimately, why it's bigger that you are a part of the DSA, what your company's membership means, what our dedication to the.
Well, why you should be proud of being a member with the DSA is that 98% of companies in the DSA make misleading income claims. And you can look at truthandadvertising.org for that. And 100% of all the companies that sit on the board of the DSA, all of them make misleading income claims. You can be really proud of how deceptive you are. It's incredible. It's like the statistics are just mind-blowing. So you can, imbue that sense of pride into all the member companies. All the participants can go out and tell people, like, with their whole chest, all of them make misleading income claims. Yeah, and we don't want to be regulated. We don't want to be told that we can't. I want to be able to lie about how much money I make. So then I can recruit you, and then you'll be like, oh, I'm not making any money. That's okay. You can just go out and lie to other people and recruit them too. It's so great. There's so much pride in this industry, isn't there?
Code of ethics means. And those conversations you can have, I think, frame it in a way where you can almost expect to see their chest rise with pride, and they're ready to get involved, and they're ready to sign, or they're ready to, create a testimonial video, whatever the specific action might be. So I love that concept. And we've actually done this at Senegence. We've taken it to our field and seen them literally sit up taller in their chair because they're ready to get involved. But we ultimately look to have them leaving the conversation with a reinvigorated pride in the direct selling industry as a whole, and using this initiative as a springboard to remind them, how important it is to get involved, but also what they're a part of that they might forget.
Shame on all of you for perpetuating this scam and for hurting so many good people involved in your companies. Senegence, are you kidding me? How many people have left Senegence over the years? Probably people that have made these little videos and testimonials and written positive things, just like all of us do in various multi-level marketing companies, vouch for them, put our reputation and credibility on the line, only to wake up years later. And our images and our testimonials are still being used to bolster the scams that we're speaking out against.
Their everyday business. So with that being said, thank you.
I mean, it's not too bad for an uncoordinated movement that lacks leadership, wouldn't you say?
To the DSA for helping make the materials easy for us to share, because what we're offering here is a ready to go packaged up campaign. Go ahead, Dave.
Okay, next slide,
Hey,
Brett.
Dave, what do you want? You interrupted. Oh my God, I don't know what he's doing. He's not saying anything.
So we've got a bilingual campaign, which is incredible. So we can cater to multiple audiences here. The toolkit is going to include all kinds of goodies here. You can see on the slide, social media artwork.
Oh my God, they've got social media artwork and copy. Can you imagine? If this goes forward, again, who knows, maybe this has just been suspended. It's just not happening. It's just like, it's done. However, if this does go forward, which that article was published 4 days ago, the artwork made by the DSA, have you seen their social media stuff? I don't know who this is going to appeal to. I mean, if you weren't going to get recruited into an MLM scam, the lobbying on behalf of the DSA by your already overworked Arbonne Monate, Amway, Primerica, WFG, Live Good, Amare, olive tree people participant. I mean, this is it's already gonna clog up their feed with this incredible social media artwork for Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter. Oh my God, this is embarrassing. I feel embarrassed for them.
Targeted copy that will be very easy for you to use in whole or in part. There'll be a PowerPoint slide. There'll be a newsletter and blog copy.
Hey guys, I'll give you a tip. Remember to take it out of presentation mode. Otherwise, I'm going to respond to it with a high altitude potato version. Maybe I'll just do that anyway. Oh, they need to put that bullet point between the PowerPoint. Remember, everyone, remember to take it out of the presentation mode. We need to make it so it doesn't have the toolbar at the top and all the slides on the left hand side. Everybody watching sees what's coming up next. It's supposed to be a surprise.
Copy, and then a script for internal use for meetings and videos if you're going to have
Whatever, it's probably not presentation mode. I've probably fucked it up, but that's okay. You know what I mean.
representatives from your company record some messaging.
Kirsten, can I jump in here a little bit?
Absolutely.
Hey, Creighton's here.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. Good to see you all. Creighton Webb
Hey,
from
Creighton.
SunWest.
Hi.
Kirsten said it right. This is a toolkit, and it's adjustable for your needs. Because what we're proposing here, and
there
if you're
he is. Thank you for the person who edited this. This guy's the best. Creighton.
just joining us or joined us late,
What if he was in Harry Potter, what house would he belong to? Do you think you have the wishing hat? You have to pull out something. What would he belong to?
we want to reiterate that we are not saying go. The green light isn't on. We are preparing. And what we're asking you to prepare to do is
It's gonna be to wait for the green light, and then it's gonna be like in Squid Games. Whatever that song is. If you don't send it out, you're gonna be like burned from Senegal. There goes another one. There goes the Mary Kay participant. Oh, there goes the Bumblebee off her pin. Bumblebee pin off her jacket. How did that song go from Squid Games? Red light, green light. If you move, if you bat an eye, if you don't send out 50,000 of these,
in Alex's language, going grassroots.
oh, Mary Kay! Going grassroots is what we got to do. We got to get you really confused. And if your company happens to go belly up next month, well, I guess we're just hooped. I wonder if Modair was part of this.
Activating our most important ambassadors, the folks who live in those zip codes, and that's your field. And as Alex also pointed out at the beginning of the call, we've done this before. It's been almost 20 years ago, but 18,000 independent Salesforce members with companies across the channel and across the association were activated and weighed in.
See how gross this is? Activated and mobilized. It's an unthinking sales force. These things, they're commercial cults. It's so gross. Activate, just send it in. And these are the bozos behind it all. And just shout out to the person who did the editing for this, giving us, the visual of who's speaking here and that. It's really good. Thank you so much.
If we can do that 20 years ago before social media was even a thing, we can certainly do it now. So really important to mention.
Oh, I don't know. These people haven't been able to figure out how to do a PowerPoint, right? Get the toolbar off the screen. Half of you all don't know how to do a live video. You spend about 15 minutes, your face this close up to it, falling down, walking around. Are we on yet? Oh, I don't know about social media. Oh, I'm gonna hold up my phone. I'm gonna show you what's going on here. Oh, can you see me? Oh, I mean, this could be beyond like your capability. I'm just saying. I mean, there's enough, maybe if you have your crypto dude bro background and your ACN background, maybe you can just buy some AI program that just creates people that don't exist and then just sends off 50 to 60,000 letters and nobody will check anyway. Just have something, sell them an opportunity somewhere in there, embedded in the bottom line. It's like, if you sign up with this, you can get $100 of crypto, and the person that receives it, they'll be like, the senator will be like, oh my God, this is such a good deal. No, we don't need to go investigate if this is an actual person because they just said I get like 100 free of this Hawk to a coin right now. This is totally legitimate. Oh, this is so duplicatable. Just activate and mobilize your sales force. We can do 50 to 60,000, no problem, you guys. Excuse me, Modair just collapsed. They just shut down. Oh, there's a lot of fear in our channel right now. The fish are swimming upstream and the big black bear and the grizzly bear are just eating them one at a time.
And that you've got the freedom to use the tools that we've provided as you need them or to adjust them for your field. The goal here is to develop this groundswell of responses through this voter voice platform. That's what it is. It's a voter voice platform. And we know it's not one size fits all for every company or every member of your sales force. And we know it can be scary to ask your
Just justifies his job. This is when I think I should be a consultant for a multi-level marketing company. I could actually make good content for these fuckers, you know? But it's just like they think, oh yeah, this sounds right. I mean, where's the proven strategy that this content that's going to be created is even going to work? Just says all the right things. And these CEOs of these companies that you think are like extremely intelligent, they're not. This is MLM. They're just buying this hook, line, and sinker. They're like, oh yeah, thank goodness we're a member. Like we pay our dues to belong to the DSA. Do they pay dues? And then they're like, oh, I'm going to get this toolkit. Thank goodness I didn't have to worry about this. We're so tapped in and tuned into current events and current trends. This is going to go off seamless. We're going to have a groundswell, a pride filled, like just people are going to come together and lock arms. Meanwhile, Modair collapses. All these multi-level marketing companies, Pharmacy, Amare. I've got Shackley and Pharmacy. There was another person that sent me, I got to make a video on this. They're trying to recruit me because I'm posting about Modair. They don't even realize I'm anti-MLM. They're that cutthroat and like bloodthirsty, just like just swarming around, vultures just swooping in, and they're at each other's throats, and they're all like, this isn't the time to be celebrating that a multi-level marketing company has shut down. How dare you, Julie? Enough with this humor and sarcasm and incredible humor and content that you create to powerful music. No, now is the time for grief and seriousness and despair for all of the people who lost money that were putting food on the tables for their kids. You don't understand. Oh, let's go back to the video. You have to do this, otherwise you just lose your mind. And some of us already have. If this is your first video, welcome to the chaos. I'm so happy you're here.
Salesforce to do something that is not business related. And that's why, and Kirsten said this best, there's a lot of attention that's been put into this to not take your field's eye off the sales ball and what they're doing. This will take 2 minutes when you activate them. And we want to accentuate and empower you to accentuate just how easy this is. Now, we recommend you
It'll take 2 minutes. It's so disgusting.
using several different assets from the toolkit to get your field engaged.
Some of your field is coming across my content. They're going to be watching this video. Maybe they've already heard rumors that this was going on. And just seeing it makes them heave, like with nausea chills. They don't like how this sounds. What are you talking about activating me? This is dehumanizing. You're using me for some end. I'm not actually making any money. Talk to a Sensi participant. Those people are some of the most tuned in people that I've come across yet that are still involved in a multi-level marketing scam. They'll willingly admit that they're not making any money. They can see it. They're aware of it. They're not denying it. They're not hiding it. They're not making all these fake claims. There's always a lot are, but a lot aren't. A lot of those people are on their way out too. They're like, I'm not making any money, but you know what? Yeah, like, fuck you. I still love my wax melts. And I'm mad at you just because you're saying that it's a multi-level marketing pyramid scheme, and yet they're still watching my content and other people's content. That's okay. I know what it's like. I know the conflict, the internal rage, the fire of just trying to come to terms with reality and having somebody say stuff you don't want to hear, but you're like, oh, fuck, it's true. We all go through it. You're not alone. But they're watching this. They're going to come across my video. They're going to come across other anti-MLM content creators. You're not activating me, Creighton. I don't like this. I didn't know what this DSA thing was all about. You're having these hidden meetings with the various CEOs. This company didn't even exist. This company is already trying to recruit me. I don't like this company. I don't want to work with this company. My company isn't even a multi-level marketing company. And this one says I am. I don't want to work with you. Why am I supposed to be activated and send out this ridiculous email? I can barely, sell enough wax melts to hit my PRV to get another 5% discount on it or whatever, And then you want it's only an additional 2 minutes. It'll be so easy. Oh yeah. Hey, if you're in an MLM and you're a CEO and you're watching my content, this isn't going to work. Your participants, this is going to fail miserably, but by all means, like, keep paying your consultants these fees to just justify that you're actually doing something. Ask Orville how his business is going. It's another flaming turkey. So Modair is another flaming turkey of a multi-level marketing company that is just gone. And I wonder what is going to be the next MLM. What are your thoughts? Who knows? All of them just say that we're doing well. Everything is fantastic. They'll have a convention. They'll put out an email. Everything is great. And all of a sudden, whammo, gone. You can't trust what any of them say. So any guess is valid. I would like to know, what do you think? What is the next MLM of 2025 that's going to shut down? I hope it's Mon 8. If it's Mon 8, oh my God, it's going to be a long live stream. It's going to be a party. Okay.
And of course, we don't want to scare them, but it's probably going to take some repetition, some rinse, wash, repeat. One time is probably not going to do it. We hope it does. But I just want to reiterate that we've been able to do this before. The groundswell of activating an independent sales force in the direct selling channel dissuaded the FTC from moving forward in a manner that was harmful to the channel almost 20 years ago. We can certainly do this again. And because your field are the most important constituents to elected officials. This is our most powerful asset, obviously to you from a sales perspective, but to the channel from a government relations and advocacy perspective. I'll stop there.
Yeah, that's absolutely right, Creighton. Thank you for that. And a couple suggestions I would just put out here is you might want to connect with just a few key leaders to start here. I think it's great to start small, especially if you have a few that that are heavily involved in external efforts. We've even connected with some of our reps that have run for Congress in their area, or
Senegent's reps have run for Congress and they sell makeup on the side, their side hustle. Can you imagine if they're like giving this recruitment pitch to their constituents? Oh my God, how embarrassing is that? Have they won? Or maybe they've just tried to and they're just laughed out of every debate because they just like slip into their script. I'm just curious, do you keep your options open when thinking about making extra money online? If not, no big deal. Oh, you use makeup? I'm just curious. Have you ever tried our... People are like, can you get back to the debate? This is not about that at all. I got a question about the sewage in the town or whatever. Well, I'm just curious.
We've had people that have, been the mayor of their town, and they have been great to just kind of say, hey, how do you think we should start getting involved? So
Senegents has had people that have been the mayor. How many mayors of towns have come out of Senegents? I want to know this. Who are they? What are their names?
Just a suggestion, you might want to start with a few key leaders if you're not already having these conversations. And then we're going to go through some amazing options here and how you can use them. But I also wanted to throw out that this is a great opportunity here to look ahead in the coming weeks and months at what events you might already...
Well, pity the town that has that mayor. All their little bottles, their little freaking lip stains.
Have on the calendar and how you're going to put this conversation in, but lead again with the strength of our industry. The direct selling,
our industry is totally doing fine. We got to lead with the strength. Don't be fearful. I know there's a lot to fear right now, but you got to just say, this is the strength. This is totally a strength, you guys. We don't need to be disclosing what's actually going on. We're allowed to make fake income claims. It's important that we mislead consumers as much as possible. This is our strength. We have no regulation. There's an uncoordinated anti-MLM movement with no leadership. Everything is fine. Everything is A-okay. Lead with the strength of our channel. Woo!
Education Foundation just put out a great toolkit with infographics that talk about the economic contribution. So you might start there with like an industry update in your next leaders call, or for us, it's going to be our main stage event in a few weeks. We always do an update to remind them of all the.
Imagine with money. Okay, you guys, this is so amazing. I got my Cadillac and it was, I mean, you guys, this is literally the most important thing that has ever happened in my life. And you can do it too. I know there are haters out there, but everyone, it's achievable. And, you know, there was this industry update. I was on this really special call with the CEO and then also the vice president. And then there's this organization, I forget what it's called, but it really doesn't matter. But there's this economic impact is so incredible, you guys. This is totally legitimate. And there's going to be, like, we can activate each other. We'll all be activated together. It'll only take 2 minutes. There's this incredible infographic, and I forget the website. I think it'll be linked. Yeah. Thanks, Jan. Thanks. Jan's going to link it in the comments for you below. And you can just click on this and you can share this. You can share this in your stories. You can share this as a post. You can share it in your Facebook group. And it really does all the selling for you. It's going to be great, you guys. Now, I wanted to talk about the most important thing about your scalp health, which is the pores on your head. They can get clogged with just debris and oils and dead skin, and you want to really exfoliate it. What's that? Oh, what were we talking about again? Oh, yeah. Oh, is it the Direct Selling Association? Oh, okay. So you guys, the Direct Selling Association has made these really great infographics, and there's a guy, he was in crypto. He was in crypto and he was in a multi-level marketing company called ACN. He's got great hair, but he was in crypto and he was also like a congressional something or other. He's connected. He knows what's going on and he's going to fight for the industry because our industry is being torpedoed, you guys, and that's not okay. I've made a lot of money and I've seen other multi-level marketing companies. No other company has a compensation plan like ours. And that's why you need to use these infographics by the Direct Selling Association and post it all over the place. Just make a Twitter account. Well, I think now it's called X. I don't know. I like to post on Instagram and I really like doing Instagram live videos. This is a bulletproof plan that the DSA has hatched. Contact your top leaders. People at the top of these scams who are completely all together. Oh my God. The people that are in these things that are so like chronically online and their brain is fried already from being just, you know, scammed, conditioned, doing it to other people, and then just being online so much. Gonna add this into the mix. Include them. Oh, they'll really help spread the message. This is like that game of telephone. You tell one person something and then the other person tells the next person. By the time you get to the end of the line, it's a completely different message. That's what's going to happen. It doesn't take much with multi-level marketing participants. Fuck, I know. I was in Mon8 was saying, oh, Harvard approved Mon8 shampoo. It was tested in their Harvard laboratories. Fuck, you can't make this shit up. Okay.
Great stuff that's going on. And then it's a segue into, hey, and we also have this other thing. Let's talk about how we can get involved. So we're offering 3 options here. Again, thank you so much to the DSA for making this easy on all of us. You'll see here.
Kirsten, let me just jump in. If
Sure.
if we're going too fast or we're missing details in this next section, your comments are coming through in the chat. So just
Oh, Dave, just clear your throat and take a drink of water. Jesus Christ, it's grossing me out. So this says direct selling company engagement, 3 options for building your company's engagement platform. Number 1, direct distributors to a generic wearedirectselling.com. And then somosventasdirectas.com. I apologize for my Spanish. Campaign landing page from a company site. Host a page on the company site that has the embed code of the tool directly on a company site page. That is already 2 steps too many, my man. This is not going to work. All right. 3, send distributors to a wearedirectselling.com/company name, and then in Spanish, campaign landing page that bears the company's logo. Now, say you were in multi-level marketing and you wanted to start a new multi-level marketing company up right now. This would be a great way to intercept this by just making a website that's very similar to this and capturing people that just make a mistake. I mean, this could be another scam that could unfold just from this. It's probably already happening. Not that I'm saying you should do that at all. That's completely wrong and unethical. I mean, somebody potentially could. I mean, this industry isn't filled up with the most stand-up people of integrity. Can you imagine? I'm just thinking of what my task load was when I was in Mon 8. And this already, look at that. Direct distributors to a generic wearedirectselling.com campaign landing page. These companies can't even get their poop in a group enough to create a functioning website. And never mind having, like when you have a flash sale, to have orders go through, the website always crashes. It always breaks the internet. It's funny how that always happens to drive up this fear of missing out. All of these websites are so poorly designed, they can barely function. And now you're going to create another website. Never mind all the Facebook groups these participants belong to, their uplines group, their uplines group, the official company page group, the official company's distributor page group, where they have to piece together all the updates because it's never just put out in one email. It's disseminated all over the place. And then they have to be making content, at least 10 pieces of content a day. They've got to reach out to 20 people a day. They have to join at least 5 Facebook groups a day. Don't forget to follow up with at least 20 people a day, because the fortune is in the follow-up. This is just going to take 10 minutes. Just send them to the wearedirectselling.com page. By the time they click that link, their brain is already off. They're looking at it. They're scrolling on. They're scrolling on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok. Oh, this is so great.
Please comment and we'll read them and explain. Sorry, Kirsten. Go ahead.
No, of course. Questions too. Please post them in the chat and we'll take a look after we run through what we have available here for you. But we created a...
Again, shout out to the person that did the editing here. This is great. This is entertaining.
General URL here. It's called wearedirectselling.com. I think it's very simple. It's very clear, but I also love it because it's a bit of a rally cry. Wearedirectselling.com. And you'll be able to choose here.
I mean, it's definitely catchy. Wearedirectselling.com. It's a bit of a rally cry, you know. Once you hear it, wearedirectselling.com. It's short, it's catchy, it's got the .com. What's there not to love? It's a bit of a rally cry.
When your company,
I wonder if this site is up and running. I'm gonna like look on my phone.
I think it's
right
engaged. You can go to just a standard wearedirectselling.com landing page. Again, it will be bilingual, and you can direct people there. You can share that URL via your existing portals. If you want to create, if we want to have a QR code, we'll share that with you in a moment.
It's not porthole, it's portal.
And then number 2 is you can host a page on your company site. So
okay, so this says, I mean, I'm going to pull an Orville right now. Look at this. Your voice matters. Click below to help stop proposed FTC regulations on direct sellers' businesses. Do you think that this website is properly informing multi-level marketing participants what the actual rules are from the FTC? Or do you think that anywhere in here it's mostly misleading? I'd like to know your thoughts on this. I'm asking a lot of questions this time. Right. Tell the FTC that their proposed rules don't protect entrepreneurs. They single out direct sellers. Yeah, that's what it's about, because you're not an entrepreneur. And will negatively impact distributors' ability to build and grow their businesses. Well, why would they tell the FTC something when they're not properly informed on what the FTC is proposing? Do you think that this is adequately preparing multi-level marketing participants in Senegence and Herbalife and other multi-level marketing companies to know what the fuck they're against? It's just like, oh no, I'm completely brainwashed and mindless. I'm just going to do as I'm told. I'm going to tell the FTC. What are you going to tell the FTC? What are their proposed rules? Oh, I don't know. They're targeting us and not entrepreneurs. Okay, what else? Oh, I don't know. No, you don't know. Look at, by acting together, we can ensure that the FTC and its leadership craft rules that protect everyone's rights, including direct selling entrepreneurs and consumers. Look at this. It says subject, I strongly oppose the proposed FTC rules targeting the direct selling industry. Literally cannot make this shit up. All they have to do is tap it. By way of background, I am a small business owner operating a direct selling business. A lie right there. You're not your own business owner. Ask everybody that just got the rug pulled out from underneath them with Modere. Ask all these Modere participants how they feel. The ones that are still brainwashed, including the ones that aren't. What happened with them is wrong. What happened with anybody in any multi-level marketing pyramid scheme is wrong. They didn't own their own business, did they? I love what I do and the company I work with. This opportunity has helped me to develop transferable skills, confidence, and the ability to earn money by selling high quality products that my customers want. My whole family benefits from my participation in this opportunity. The FTC's draft rules will deeply harm my small business. The rules are targeted specifically to my industry and will make it much harder for me to attract new customers and create an impression that my customers should not be able to trust me or my company. These rules will not apply to competing opportunities in the gig economy or other side hustles, just to my business. That doesn't sound right or fair, and it doesn't sound like it gives people the information they need to make decisions around which opportunities to explore or whether to buy products or services from me. The direct selling ecosystem is a $37 billion industry supporting 13 million small business owners in the US, most of whom are women seeking flexibility and modest supplemental income for their families. In 2022, the economic impact of all direct selling activity in the US totaled $111 billion. These rules will make it more difficult and expensive for direct sellers to operate their businesses. These actions are unnecessary, as misleading earnings claims are already illegal under the FTC Act. Moreover, the rules are hard to understand and apply. The explanation of the rule uses terms such as, quote, typical, end quote. Even though this is nowhere in the rule and no definition is provided, I am concerned about trying to determine the extent to which the FTC may believe an earnings claim that is not, quote, typical, end quote, is, quote, false or misleading, end quote, even if it is true. The earnings claim rule also contains extremely burdensome requirements to maintain written, quote, substantiation, end quote, for earnings claims, which the FTC says can be implied by a wide variety of things that they do not describe with any detail. And the rules would require me to turn this, quote, substantiation, end quote, over to anybody who asked for it, violating fundamental principles of privacy and providing an opportunity for critics and crooks to bully people like me with unreasonable and invasive demands. And apparently the rule would require me to date stamp every time I make what somebody believes is an income claim and to keep the written, quote, substantiation, end quote, supporting that claim for 6 months. Does this mean I will need to invest in an extensive logging and filing system so that I can comply? Operating my direct selling business will become much more expensive. I thought this was one of the FTC's big concerns. Am I even allowed to explain how someone can make money under my company's commission program? Nobody knows. It sounds like I will have to hire lawyers at hundreds of dollars per hour to help me figure it all out. It is very clear that my cost to do business will go way up. These rules could well put me and thousands of other well-meaning, hardworking people out of business. I ask that these proposed rules be withdrawn. Thank you. This person, I just typed in wearedirectselling.com. You can't do, this is already there. So what, you're just supposed to, you can actually just type this out. The next one says compose second message. And it says US senators, US representatives, subject, same thing, message reply, same thing. So this person, they wouldn't even read this. They haven't been given the actual, information that the FTC has published. It's to me, that seems wildly inappropriate and reckless to not even link to the documents what they're trying to propose, but just to thrust this upon the participants as if they can explain what's going on. They're like, I'm going to be having to hire lawyers at hundreds of dollars an hour. This just skittered off into ridiculous land as I was reading this. I'm like, anybody that was to read this would, this sounds like a Facebook rant, honestly. But it's alarming to me that all you have to do is you just fill out your name and your state, and then you just send the message. That's all you do. So, I mean, I don't know if this could be falsified. What do you think? Do you think that this could be faked? Do you think that you could just like enter a bunch of fake names and zip codes? I mean, do you think you could just write a program that could do this and bang out 50 to 60,000, like on top of probably, you know, some genuine ones? This is just ridiculous to me that they've created this, that you people are told, you know, by their Senegents or by their company, whatever company, to go onto this website, and they're most likely not even going to read this whole body. They're just going to type in their name, and they haven't even read what the FTC's proposed rules are. They're not even given access to this on this. This is how disgusting the DSA is, and they have every right to be fearful. This thing is a joke. This trade organization is going to crumble like multi-level marketing from the uncoordinated and movement with a definite lack of leadership. It's just a bunch of disgruntled people.
There will be embedded code to do that. Maybe it's your distributor back office, or a site that makes sense for your company. And number 3 is you can choose to send your representatives to a custom URL with your company name in it and a landing page with your company logo. That is the option we're going for Senegents. And I think we have an example here of a really
another, you can tell this is multi-level marketing when they have their, you know, they're doing their presentation, and what the thing that they want to show is like this small. It's like right there. Like, do you see this? No, I don't. You can't see anything. It's so stupid.
clean, easy to read, branded landing page. So when our reps click on it,
Yay!
they will see our logo and then the information on what's happening and how to get involved here. Very clear and easy to understand.
Yeah, it just gives them a scripted response, which is great because that's all you're given in multi-level marketing anyway, is just scripts that don't work. And now they're directed to be activated and mobilized without being informed about the irony of this, withholding the actual proposed rules from the participants that they're activating and mobilizing to, you know, voice, to write against what these rules are. The irony of this, it's so gross. It's so deceitful. Even this ridiculous campaign is rooted in deceit. And this is the DSA. This is Big Pyramid. This is their big plan, you know? Imagine if this thing works, and maybe this is all moot. Maybe it's just not going to happen. But again, that Social Selling News article was published 4 days ago, so who knows?
And then how are we giving you all this information? I think we have a slide on that, right? We have more information here on, you know, just some examples of how you can do placement within your sites. Again, this is going to vary company by company, but some thoughts here is you might have it on places where your field logs in, as in your back office or any kind of communication pages.
Oh my God, can you imagine as they start to like try to implement this? It's going to just backfire. It's going to be glitching out. They can't do their websites right anyway. They're going to add this into things. Oh my God. So this is their big plan. All these people are going to be sending out the exact same messages. It's already made. All you have to do is just put your name and address in, and then you send it off. And it just goes, U.S. representative, U.S. senators, gone, you know, 50,000, 60,000. And what they receive it, they're like, oh my God, there's so many here. Oh, just forget about it. We have authority over UFTC, done. No. It was so easy.
You might have for your independent reps, You can create artwork with links and to make that available, having campaign pushes in your mobile apps that you use to communicate, or any kind of messaging platforms, WhatsApp, Messenger, Signal, whatever you might use. We are going to be adding this into our standard rotation of distributor communication and keep it on the list of when we're ready, be ready to hit send with this. So we'll be rolling it out.
When you're ready, don't be informed about what the proposed FTC rules are. Don't be informed at all. All I want you to do is I want to like groom you so then you're prepared, so I can activate you and mobilize you to immediately just don't even read anything and just go down to the bottom and put your name and your address and your zip code in, and then just send it out, and then you're done. You've saved the industry and you won't even know what the fuck you just filled out and what you sent. Unbelievable. But it is, because this is what multi-level marketing is. Why can't you regulate fraud? Oh, I don't know. Why is it so ineffective to complain to a criminal organization that one of their participants is misleading consumers? Oh, I don't know. Maybe because it's a criminal organization and that's the only reason it exists, is to mislead consumers. Okay, we got to get through this.
In our already existing flow of communication to our field.
Come on, hurry up, blank space.
What do we have next? Here's how you get it. Easy breezy, right? Our team's come up with a great QR code here. You can go ahead and grab that on screen. It will allow you to sign up. We're just asking for some basic information from you and your company, and then you can choose which option you want to do here from the ones I presented, or you might want to go take this back and talk to your
Something's at the very bottom. It says, get ready to go live when the proposed rules are published, and not before. They've got that underlined with 2 quotation marks. I wonder what would happen if you send that out beforehand. I wonder if that would raise a flag, of concern, if people sent out emails beforehand. Do you think that would? Do you think there's some kind of rule in place, or some kind of you shouldn't be doing this until it's proposed? Maybe not. It just seems odd to me. I don't know. This is new to me. I don't know how these things work, but my first kind of reaction is that the reason why that's underlined and, again, all these words are capitalized, it's almost like it needs to have the impression that it wasn't coordinated, that there could be some understanding or rule in place that it's not supposed to be. I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe, I don't know. Again, if you have any insight, please feel free to let us know in the comments. And it's not me as us as the royal we, it's all of us watching this right now.
communications and marketing teams, and then come back and make the decision. But you'll be able to make a choice here and have the content provided to you, so you are ready to go when the rules are published, but not before. Okay, because we are still in preparation mode here, and we still don't know exactly when, but we want everybody to be ready so we don't face that scramble should it happen down the line.
Maybe that's all it is. They just want to come out in a show of force. I don't know. Again, just dead air.
Kirsten, can I just chime in on something you said?
Please.
So yeah, Kirsten has been unbelievable in preparing materials to help get our sales fields involved in this letter writing campaign if and when we need it. And I really like 2 things she said that they really rang true. It's
not a letter writing campaign though. Their letters are already written. People are just putting in their names and addresses. That's all they're doing. And they don't even know what they're writing about, because on the site they're directed to, there's no information about what it is that they're actually against. It's already written. The fields are already populated as if it's their own language, and it's not. To me, that just seems deceitful. I think consumers should be informed. I think participants in multi-level marketing companies should be given the information, even given access to what this stuff is about, before being pressured and coached and groomed to fill in their name and address when they're commanded, if and when it happens. When we give you the green light, activate them and mobilize them. To me, that sounds, it's quite troubling. It's a troubling rise, to be quite frank.
For USANA's experience with grassroots letter writing campaigns. One is, you know, for us, we found that you absolutely have to get your top field leaders involved and help them see the importance of this. And then they can get their downlines going, and you just get far more involvement that way. And the second thing is, I loved how Kirsten started just talking about not causing undue alarm or distraction from building their businesses and selling products and services. And you know, we talk here about the gathering storm clouds and the threats to our business, but the message that USANA is sharing with its field about this is different. It's more positive. You know, make your voice heard, that sort of thing. So just echo what Kirsten has said. And
Absolutely.
I'd like to know if any participant that is ready, activated, and ready to go and feels positive even know what this is about. If they've even been directed or encouraged to go to the FTC website and just read their stuff. Even one paragraph. I bet you none of them have. This is multi-level marketing is a joke. The direct selling channel is a joke.
And I will share that having a few key leaders lead the charge here has almost served as a form of recognition for them. And it's been wonderful to have them partner with us and step in and share this message. And again, see the conversation segue into pride about the industry, you know, a reboost of how strong business opportunities are, because ultimately we want them to leave these conversations feeling excited and proud, so they will go out and keep selling and sponsoring, right?
Yeah, recruiting. It's all about recruit. Maybe Senegence will be next. Maybe that's why she's so afraid. Again, blank, dead air. Talk.
Very, very exciting, gang. Very exciting. Brad, thank you. We will be back to all of you with updates as to the progression of this and if these appear in the Federal Register. And if they do, this multi-headed campaign will begin. We will be on LinkedIn and Twitter and other socials. We'll encourage you to do it. We will be coordinating your comments.
Oh, look out. Dave's going to be on LinkedIn and Twitter. It's what they got to back up here.
Multi-headed campaign will begin. We will be on LinkedIn and Twitter and
Dave doesn't know it's called X. Oh, I had to go back just to be sure, because it's just, I just can't believe what they say sometimes, you know. It's just like, oh. Dave, it doesn't exist anymore. He has this Instagram post. If you look at the Direct Selling Association on Instagram, he's just like standing there. You can see, we got to fight. We got to fight for the industry. You can see, just takes himself way too seriously. All these people, it's embarrassing. They're fighting for this scam that is MLM.
other socials. We'll encourage you to do it. We will be coordinating your comments, giving the valuable heads up to congressional offices and to the FTC that this is coming. We will be getting their reactions and responses. We have already heard that from the most relevant bureau chief of the FTC, that he has heard from a number of people about how these rules could adversely impact the direct selling channel. So our collective DSA voice is already working, and we haven't even hit the start button.
I know, you just grease the wheels, you just lobby, you just pay. Maybe one of your companies has already offered another FTC commissioner a job with your multi-level marketing company, like so many have in the past, or yet another law firm that represents multi-level marketing companies, a job with them. Maybe that revolving door is just like swinging wildly. Oh, I have no trouble believing that at all.
On everything that we all just went through. I think everyone knows how to get in touch with us. at our email addresses. We're happy to circulate those. Call as I've always said, please call me directly on my cell for anything. But this was a lot.
Can you imagine like the CEO of Plexus calls him, Dave, we got a problem here. Got a problem. I was on this website and I don't know. I'm having uncomfortable feelings about this. What is Dave going to tell him? Champ up, Bob. You've got this. We got people. We got the one commissioner. He's on our side. He's heard it and he's had it. He's out with the old administration, in with the new. No more. People want consumer protection to get in the way of capitalism. Not on my watch. No siree, bud. You call me anytime. Call me on my cell phone, he says.
And it could be confusing, or it just could have been too much too fast. But we want to make this easy and simplify it so that it's pretty one click and that your fields understand the purpose behind what this is. Why?
But not to be informed about what it is they're doing, just the purpose behind it. We just want them to take action and be activated and take action, but not to actually be educated and informed on what the hell it is they're doing.
Why it is meaningful and why
Shameful. Absolutely shameful.
it could affect our way of life if these go through as is, and why the regulatory process has these protections built in. As bills progress through Congress and they have hearings and markups, but then when they leave Congress and they reach a regulatory agency, they have a public notice and comment period. And that's when we can put our expertise and our anecdotes and our stories and case studies to use.
None of them are facts. You see that? Anecdotes and stories. Have some brainwashed participant with Senegence or with Monate. The Monate one is the best. She'll have her hat on. Hi, guys. This industry has literally changed my life. I was dead broke. I was sleeping on my buddy's couch. I didn't have the belief in what I had, regardless of external acceptance or approval. And I decided to go all in. And I can say without a shadow of a doubt, I wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't be the person that I am today without the direct selling industry. You guys, this is an incredible industry. It's a level playing field for anyone. I had nothing. At all. I had 0 Instagram followers. I didn't even know how Facebook worked. And look at me now. I'm a millionaire. I'm a $100 millionaire mentor. I'm a stay-at-home mama. They'll be like, this will be part of their presentation. Oh yeah, we got to use that one. We got to use more anecdotes. They'll be like, Creighton's job will be like to remove the excessive emojis out of it, compile it in another power presentation. Oh my God, PowerPoint presentation.
So that the FTC understands what's happening and understands the massive economic role that the channel and our companies play. So it's all very important. And we are so grateful that you indulged this entire walkthrough. My suspicion is there are more than a few questions, which you're happy to read.
His language is so unnecessarily flowery, you know, like flour, not like you're sifting and you're baking a cake, but flowers, you know, it's just so weird. It's like he's using all these words that he can use, but they're just off, you know, like indulge, like it's like, thank you for your time, you know, indulge us in this. It's just so creepy, you know, it makes my skin crawl. Ugh.
Reach out to us individually as one-offs.
I mean, you really want somebody to give him a phone call. Who's he angling for in this Zoom call?
And if you want us to do this again,
that's a high profit mumble. If I ever saw one, it's like, you can call me on my cell phone. You can any time. Or Kristen, are you from Senegence? I like your lip color there. If you have any questions, just feel free to call me on my cell phone.
again,
I was in crypto.
in front of other leaders, please let us know. Easy to do. Let me look to Alex and John and Kirsten and Creighton. Anything else?
Yeah.
Oh, who's going to be? It's got to be Creighton. That's who I think.
The only thing I'll add,
Oh, I was wrong.
at the risk of being repetitive, is
Who the hell is this guy? Has he spoken before? I don't know.
honestly, this needs to go out to everybody and anybody. Have your employees do it. send it out to your entire sales force. We're going to make this so easy that it's not going to be a distraction. And it really is all about the number, not to contradict Alex, but
It's just about the number. It's not about comprehension, and it's not about authenticity. It's just about the numbers.
if we don't get 10 times what we did 20 years ago, I think we're doing something wrong.
Well, so it's supposed to be 180,000 now from like 10 times 18,000. Let's just get my calculator up here. This is because this is what you do when you're in multi-level marketing, and then you show your calculator like it means something. 10 times 18,000. Oh, look at that. 180,000. Look at that. There you go. No, 50 to 60,000 paltry. We should easily be able to get $180,000. Oh my God. You can see where these distorted and misrepresenting earnings claims comes from. Or we should easily be able to do 10 times. He just came back from a Grant Cardone 10X event. Easily, we should be able to 10X it, guys. Easy. Why? Well, because I said so. Because technology. We have more technology now. We've made it so easy. You don't even have to read what this says. All they have to do is put their name and number in. It's so we should be able easily to do this.
And I'm hoping for hundreds of thousands.
Hundreds of thousands. First it was 10 times. He's also not good at math. 10 times 18,000 is 180,000. I did it even without a calculator, but I just did it to prove, just to give you a visual image in your mind. Much like this umbrella with raindrops falling down. Fight. Be protected. One action, many protected. I mean, this has such a Scientology feel just because it's so fucking weird, you know? One action, many protected. Who came up with this slogan? One action, many protected. What are you selling? An umbrella. What else? Oh, this is a perfect representation for the direct selling industry. One action, many protected. It's just so fucking weird. Look at this guy.
Of communications, and that would overwhelm the Federal Trade Commission, and it will make a huge impact.
So it's just about overwhelming them, like bamboozling them with bullshit. So all of you want to get hundreds of thousands of these scripted emails that has no background information. There's no link on this site that I was at when I typed in wearedirectselling.com for people to be informed about what it is this is even about. They're just taking everybody at their word. And then they're going to just put their name. They're going to sign this. And the whole goal is just to overwhelm the FTC into taking no action. Because that's what a stand-up, legitimate industry does. To demands that they just be honest about how much money people can expect to typically make in a multi-level marketing company. Multi-level marketing is fraud. You got to go to this kind of lengths to avoid simple accountability. It's revolting.
In the halls of Congress. So it's going to be easy. It's not going to be distracting. And it's just really, really critical that we just get this out to everybody and anybody and get them doing this really easy thing for them to do.
Well put, John. Everyone enjoy the rest of your week. Hope
Dave,
to see a lot. Oh,
quick,
please.
I just saw a question in the chat about how long is the comment period?
Sure.
60
Alex,
days.
60 days. Alex, John, we can, I think it's that simple of an answer, 60 days. So a lot of time. And then you can also view comments coming in.
Well, you don't need to because they're all going to be identical. The FTC is going to look at it and be like, oh, we've got spam. This is all spam. It's all literally the exact same body email. It's just different names. It's going to be really compelling, just like it was in the 2000s. Especially if you get hundreds of thousands of these going in. Oh, that's going to just provide so much proof that multi-level marketing is completely legitimate. All those voters. Oh, yeah. Those are really informed voters.
So they should be posted. If we have some naysayers or some 501c3s who are not fans of the channel and they want to comment about how the rules are perfect and they're what consumers need, we'll see those arguments. So
yeah, you will. And then you know what you could do is maybe you could threaten lawsuits to the victims of the companies that have been defrauding them and they have the courage to speak out. It's fucking great. Dave, well done. Just we'll be able to see their comments too. Everybody that speaks out against what the fraud is that MLM is, we're going to be able to tell exactly who's speaking out. Oh yeah, we can use that intimidation. We've got information on them. This is so fucking disgusting. Then you wonder why multi-level marketing is tanking. If you're coming across this video, you have been in multi-level marketing, somehow you're still watching this video, you're starting to like, okay, I still like my company, or maybe I've left, I'm going to another company, but this is wrong. Like this is messed up. Why in the hell would he even bring that up, that you can see the people who are saying that this is a fraud, that these rules should be in place? This is so fucking gross. Dave, you are gross. Oh, in my opinion, you are foul. And not like a chicken or poultry. Oh no, I just clicked wrong. I got so upset.
If we have some naysayers or some 501c3s who are not fans of the channel and they want to comment about how the rules are perfect and they're what consumers need, we'll see those arguments. So transparency is important, and thank God it's there. Looks like Ileana is asking if we can share the deck, and some other folks. I think we can do that. That's a Brad question, but I think we can do that. I don't know if we can do it right now in the chat. Brad, can you hear us?
Well, and Brad also said that the recording will be made available.
Okay, great. Okay, great.
I mean, this is an incredible presentation. It's duplicatable too. Can we have this presentation so then we can have our board meeting and share this? Can have hundreds of thousands of comments flooding in. It won't look suspicious at all.
Just
There we go.
another quick,
Thanks, Melissa.
quick parting thought on the 60-day comment period in the letters. Not only are we trying to flood the FTC and key members of Congress with our opposition to these rules, but there will be quite a few comments in support of these rules, right? Who like these rules. There will be folks who will comment and will say these rules don't go far enough. And so we're trying to get our message to Congress on the FTC, but to oppose this other message from industry haters.
That's his big message. This is what I mean. They're such puny little dits. They are so weak. It's laughable, and yet they have this power, but yet from industry haters. It's just like a little kid that was eating his celery and with peanut butter on it and 2 raisins, and he just is like, I don't want to go to bed right now. He just throws it down on the carpet and looks at it. Industry haters.
That's
These
right.
things aren't as formidable as they pretend to be. That's what I'm saying.
And to that point, Alex, I wouldn't be surprised if some entity out there does a portal in support of the rule, and people will be generating comments.
Wow, there's an idea. Maybe somebody will make a portal on the opposite side and have it just pre-made too, and we can just send out fucking hundreds of thousands too. It would be the battling of the overwhelm. Oh, what a brilliant idea. Maybe somebody might get on that.
So we need to swamp anything that they put out there that's supported.
Oh, so that's why you need hundreds of thousands. We need to swamp it. We need to overwhelm it. We need to choke out and block and cloak any other information and comment. We got to act now, because one action is many protected. Oh my God. This is the Direct Selling Association. And this is why people aren't going to be buying. Another reason people are not buying multi-level marketing products, because of all of this shit on top of it. It's so distasteful. It's repugnant. This man, we want to swamp it. Somebody else is going to do it. The lengths they have to go to remain relevant and legitimate, and to avoid regulation. All of them are breaking the law. All multi-level marketing companies are fraud. It's as simple as that.
Great.
Continue.
Great. if nothing else, please reach out to all of us
Especially me on my private cell phone.
for anything further. Thank you for sitting through this. I look forward to hopefully seeing a lot of you in Texas beginning of next week. And please be vocal with whatever you need. On behalf of everyone at DSA, thanks for being here. Thanks for everything you're doing. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Glad that it's over. Well, now you know more about the Direct Selling Association, the DSA, and what they're up to. It's so strange to see them plotting in these little meetings, you know. It's so weird. And just the way they speak, it just creeps me out. This whole thing is corrupt. Multi-level marketing is fraud. It should be shut down. The state of Washington did a great thing when they kicked out paparazzi from recruiting people. I hope more multi-level marketing companies follow suit, and however it's going to shake out, it would be great to see them just fall one at a time. If you have your products for sale, sell the products. Get rid of the actual product, which is recruiting others in an endless chain recruitment scam. The lengths that this organization is going to which my mind is like just deceiving consumers again on another level, where they're not going out of their way to inform this sales force that they want to activate and mobilize, is just disgusting to me. But it's in line with multi-level marketing, you know. And then they're, oh, the industry haters. I mean, it's a joke. And here we are 4 years later from the time that first article came out from the Social Selling News, where they were already deeply concerned about the growing anti-MLM movement. I wonder what this next year is going to bring. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.